Hi, my name is Mbeng Pouka. Today I have this 10 meter long canvas, but I've done the beginning of humanity, which is 2.5 meter. The beginning of humanity, we have the Big Bang, which is the beginning of life. We have the history of Adam and Eve, which is the beginning of humanity in the world view of Christianity. This history of humanity is my world view of where we came from. So here is the beginning from the dark. This painting is dealing with the dark. We have a company called Sun who is studying the dark matter, the first element, and all those things. More than 10 years they start that job, and everything sends us back to nature. So I've observed the natural phenomenon as well to come to the decision to do this painting. So we know in the Western philosophy, black is bad. Black market, black cat for evil, black man as bad, and so many other things. Now in religion and in most human witness, when people they saying, oh, they passed away and they came back, or they saw the light talking to them, the light said to them to come back. So people are mostly reflecting light as being God. I mean, I'm coming out of the tunnel. When they say they're coming out of the tunnel, they meaning they're going into the light. So the tunnel is dark, in the darkest place, in the darkest matter. Now, it's just normal, because what in our human nature, what we don't comprehend, we mostly despise because of the lack of knowledge in that area. This painting, I've had the time to think of the philosophy we are sharing the world today, to come to the decision to make a painting according to the history of humanity, because we share two different knowledge when it comes to the history of humanity. We share the knowledge of Adam and Eve in the garden, and we share the knowledge of man coming from the monkey, which is two different type of story, but believed by billions of people, and that did not make sense to me. So I went to the nature of the natural phenomenon of life, from the abstract to the physical. So creation in the invisible world is always a matter of an end before the beginning. And the life in our universe, in our world, is a matter of a beginning, then the end, where it takes a natural observation to come to that decision that before things appear in our universe, they are already finished in the other form of life. So by reflecting to the Big Bang, where everything sat as a bang, and reflecting to the Christianity, where God created a man, we know there is a creator, because to have the visible, we need to have the invisible, where the visible derives from. Now, I'm going to be using in the next phase of this painting, I'm going to be using this seed And here is a form of a seed. A seed that grows and grows and becomes a tree. Now, in some other part, people asking what comes first, the egg or the chicken? It's a very good question. So, I have a very simple answer to those natural phenomena. If the chicken was coming first, then God did not need a seed. The chicken is a finished product. Nothing on earth comes as a finished product, apart in Christianity, where they said God created a human and he took a woman from the other part of a man. It makes no sense. It makes the creator have no intelligence or no plan or no vision of what is involved himself. And he said he forgot that man cannot be alone. It's good to find a suitable partner. But these are just story, because according to that creation, everything was already made. The animal was already made, male and female. But now, in other part of the universe, I mean by that, the philosophy we are sharing in our world today is the Western philosophy. And the Western philosophy is one of the lastest people who have appeared on earth. Before the year zero, there have been other philosophy. We got the Egyptian, we got the Maya, we got the all over the world. So what do those people believe? We are the children of those people, and we are bringing the belief of those people on the plateau for people to see and to weigh what is good, what can be changed, how our universe can dwell in a better understanding of the place we are all sharing. So the dark matter, what is the dark matter? What is the darkness? The darkness, in fact, is what is. So according to writing and books and everything, we know that we are created. I am a creation. The rock is a creation. The light is a creation. Because we know that the Big Bang was the appearance of the light. We know that from the darkness came out the light. So, what is the darkness? Because there is no documentary, there is no writing, there is no witness of where the darkness derived from. Neither in the book, they said it's the book of God, there is a description how the darkness has been made. So the beginning is the darkness, and the end is the darkness. Even science can prove it. I have in my hand a stick. If I burn that stick, it's not going to go white or yellow or red. We all know the color it's going to take. It's going to take the color of his eternity. So, what is the darkness, in fact? Because the darkness is. Now, we have the light. Can I say the light is? No, because the light is not. If I switch off the light, then his has been extinct. But how can I switch off the darkness? By lightening the light. Now, this is the question. Can the light overcome the darkness? No. Why? Because the light shines for a moment, but the darkness is. Okay, how the darkness is? This is my hand. Into my hand is the darkness. As soon as you close your hand, the darkness is. As soon as you block the light, this is my shadow, the darkness is. So, by the way, people, the ancient knowledge is still the knowledge today in Africa. A human in Africa has two parts. The physical, which is my body, and do you know what is the second part of the human? His shadow. The African, for thousands of years ago before Christianity, they knew that if you block out the light, you have the shadow. But I'm telling you something, I know you can ask to millions of South Africans, because there are millions of them outside of Africa today. In my country, I'm from Cameroon, by the way, when those people who hold the sense of eternity, when they want to destroy a life, they send those portions not in the body, they send the portion in the shadow. From the shadow of a human, they can extend his life. And from the shadow of a human, they can heal the person. Because they have the secret of eternity. They know that a human is his body and is also his shade. So, it's a mystery. What is the shade? The shade of a human is his invisible part that can be visible when the sun is at its highest. So those people have composed mystical science to destroy life through the shadow. So darkness, in fact, is the fullness of knowledge. It's the fullness of life. A person who stands under the light feels safe. You feel safe when you stand under the light. And the exposure of information also from the same light. Now, when a person stands in the darkness or in the deep darkness, when people are walking in deep forest or they're exploring the darkness, their feelings, their body vibration is at its highest level because they naturally feel a presence. They are not alone. So they live in fear. They remain in fear. In darkness, we are surrounded by mystical power. So, in the ancient culture, even in Africa mostly, the practice of divinity are gaining the full strength after midnight. It's the spiritual realm. Even a human needs to be asleep to receive the divinity. So why all the creation need to relax? Then we can receive in the deepest part of our mind or our brain when we are sleeping. We can be renewed. How can we be renewed? By that overwhelming power, meaning the source of all information. We need to understand, according to this painting, this is the creation and this is the light. So, creation, which is the light, take on his power from the darkness, from the most largest expanse of the universe, who is. So the creation pour the knowledge on the light, which after transfer the knowledge to the universe. In every single part of creation, we have the knowledge from the sun, that gathered knowledge from the darkness, and then send the knowledge to the universe. You see here the particle from the sun in the deepest darkness, sending the knowledge to the deepest place of the core of the universe. Here is the seed, which is the main component of this painting, because it's the history of humanity. And that history of humanity, I will show why God chooses the darkest colors to be part of his beginning of the history of humanity. And I will show why out of the darkest color, no other color could have been chosen to be the beginning, the first stage of humanity on earth. Because darkness is the fulfillment of all, is the component of all. The darkness is. The darkness is the only thing that is not described, or is the only thing that is incomprehensible. Because the darkness cannot be created by a human. The darkness is. It's the main title of this painting, where all the information derived from, where everything derived from, where the sun has his power. Because to have a single light, we need at least 100 times darkness. And the darkness is the most bigger expanse of the universe and cannot disappear for no corner of the universe. In every corner of the universe, the darkness is. There is no light in the tunnel, but the darkness is in the tunnel. There is no light into our body, but some parts are hot and very deep, but the darkness is in our womb. Everywhere there is a light, there is a darkness, but everywhere there is a light, there is not a light, because the light comes from the darkness, and the light is part of creation. The darkness is not the creation, the darkness is. And God is invisible, God cannot be seen. The light you see, and the source of our inspiration, the source of our body, the source of our food, the source of everything we are experiencing, come from that light, where all the information have been mapped into the light. So the seed will be the main component and the main part of this painting, because the seed is the process of life from the end to the beginning. Like from that seed, which is starting here, it is the beginning of life, then it transforms himself, then it goes back to the vegetation. So just like that seed is creating the vegetation, then I will have the human seed who will also create his humanity, and it will be from the darker force to the lighter force. And this, please, I know so many people are not used to such a philosophy, but we are on earth to grow in knowledge, and we are in the realm of knowledge. This century is the century of information. So please keep on watching, and although you don't know, because myself I'm discovering things, I'm still searching to bring out the best of our humanity, is what we are here for. So thank you for watching this painting. Keep on inscribing yourself and follow us everywhere we are to have more information about the next step of the painting. Thank you.